Okay, so we're gonna be going over like some of our we're gonna break up some and into like several weeks, so we have other Zooms. We're not gonna try to cram everything into one Zoom, but we're gonna start today talking about your story because it's just so important. So we're gonna split up and try to go like 10 minutes each, so then we can be done in 30. And Anna's gonna start.
Okay, so like she said, our story is very important. It's basically our why, and we break it up into different ways to communicate with different people. So we'll share some stories with potential coaches, and we'll share other stories with potential challengers and things like that. So hold on, let me turn off my Facebook because I don't even know where my thing is. And my kids are in the other room alone, so if you hear screaming, sorry, I bribe them and threaten them at the same time. Okay, so how they broke it up for us at Summit was, or how they told us to create our stories was we want to start with one main idea for a certain story that we're going to share with our audience. And they broke it up into 3 different topics. So I'm going to go over 3 topics with you. The first one is financial, and then we'll talk about physical, and then emotional. Okay, so we're going to start with financial. So we all have to think to ourselves, okay, so obviously, whenever we share a financial story, that's how we're going to get potential coaches. We're trying to relate with those people that are looking for more, looking to contribute to their family. Maybe they're stay-at-home moms, or maybe they need a second job or something. So ask yourself if you've ever struggled with debt, or are you living paycheck to paycheck? And they even asked this like in the big room. They were like, have any of you ever lived paycheck to paycheck? Because I think a lot of the times we just get embarrassed. We don't want to share that with people because we think maybe not anybody else has ever gone through that. But literally, Deidre, wouldn't you say like 98% of the people raise their hands?
Yes.
So we've all been there. And if we've all been there, then obviously many of the people on our Facebook feed and all of our friends and followers have been there too. So whenever you share those struggles with people, they're going to think, okay, well, maybe I'm not the only one, and maybe this will help me get out of this rut or whatever. So ask yourself that, and then you kind of go from there. So some different examples of financial posts, maybe if you have credit cards, if you're able to pay off your credit card. So you talk about, at one time you felt the stress of having to make all of these payments on credit cards, and you were just able to pay off your credit card with one of your checks from Beachbody or something like that. So people are able to relate to that because I'm sure many people have cards, and if they are living paycheck to paycheck and they're stretched thin, then they're feeling that stress too. Some other examples of financial posts that you could talk about are student loans. I know the majority of people have student loans too, so that's a big thing. I know my student loan is like $90 a month, so I could say that Beachbody's covering that. And some other things are maybe that you're able to take trips that you weren't able to take with your family. Even just like this weekend, we might take the kids to the beach. So I could even use that saying, like we had to really cut back this summer because my husband, wasn't working for 3 months. He just got a job. He's still not making as what he will be when he rolls over to the plant. But because of Beachbody, we're able to just take the kids to the beach this weekend. You know what I mean? And so that's something that I could use too. So you're just trying to think, how can you get other people to relate with you? And one thing they talked about too, and I think I probably put this with one of the others, but you want people to think about them whenever they're reading your post. You want them to be reading your post, but thinking about, yeah, I have a student loan and, I haven't been able to pay it for 3 months, or yeah, those credit card bills are, adding up or whatever. So you want them to think about that and just to get kind of like feel that there is hope and that they can make a change there. Okay, so that would be one type of story is financial. Another one is physical. So that's going to be whenever we share those physical transformations. That's whenever we share our before and afters. Can you share on my iPad? That's fine. That's whenever you share your before and afters, your progress pics, your different transformation Tuesdays. You could also share different progress at different challengers in your challenge groups they're having too. So just think, have you ever changed physically? Obviously, all of us are using programs that are helping us change physically. So we're wanting to share that with people, and that's going to be able to get you some potential challengers. If you're not sharing those before and afters or any progress pics or ever talking about what's happening in your challenge groups, then people don't know that you're offering something that they could just change, on the outside, feel good. Okay, so some different posts could be just little posts like being able to fit into your pre-pregnancy jeans. Okay, that's something that's super small, but it's also showing that you're physically changing. Finally being able to fit into shorts that you bought last summer, etc. So just think of different things like that of how you're changing physically. And then the third topic would be emotional. And that's emotional. Have you ever struggled with self-confidence? I'm sure many of us have been there. Go in there. I'll pop popcorn whenever I'm done, okay? Go in there. Do what we talked about. No, not right now. Okay, so, sorry guys, Scott's not home. Okay, have you ever struggled with self-confidence? We all have. That's kind of why we wanted to get started in the first place. I think that, we have different transformations that are going on, physical transformations, and then also those emotional transformations. So a lot of people, before they get started, they're feeling low, they're feeling down on themselves, and they need to be reminded that, we change from the inside out. So ask yourself, how did you overcome your self-esteem issues? I think whenever you start seeing some changes on the outside and just believing in yourself that you can do it, that the inside kind of starts to change. And also, many people suffer from depression or anxiety, so you can also share those stories as well. And that's just going to help relate with many people, because I know many people suffer through those issues too. And also just emotional as being, you're able to, like, for example, for an emotional post for me would be, and financial really, would be able to staying home with my kids and just being at a time whenever I had a full-time job and I was so stressed, that played a toll on me emotionally. Now I'm able to stay home. That's also a different example there. All right, so just how you change from the inside out and how you're no longer embarrassed about your body. Another thing would be like you now have the confidence to rock a new outfit. You'd be wearing a dress that you never would have worn a year ago, or etc., stuff like that. So those are some different examples of your stories. You just start with that main topic to try to gear through your different audiences. All right, that's all I have.
Okay, yay. Okay, Tiffany, let me unmute. Okay. Oh wait, are you in? Unmute.
Hi.
Okay, you're good, Tiffany.
Okay. I wanted to talk to you guys about not sharing the perfect life, because your Facebook friends aren't perfect people, so they don't want to always hear about the perfect life. So they talked about in one of the sessions turning your trials into triumphs. So stuff that you're going through in life, whether relationship or your workouts or emotional stress or work stress, turn those trials into something positive so people can see that you're working on that emotional side of things, that physical side of things, and that things can be messy, but that they can be beautiful in the end if you're working towards your goals. So when you post something, people aren't thinking about your life usually. People are thinking about theirs. And I didn't really realize that until I think it was Megan Tucker who said it. I can't remember. But she was saying when somebody's reading one of your posts, they're not thinking about your life. They're not thinking what you're going through. They're thinking about their own life and what they're going through. For instance, and I never really thought of it like this, but when I would read Kate's post and when I followed her before I became a coach, when she would post something and she was going through a struggle, or she was, you know, not feeling very confident, or I wasn't thinking about her. I was thinking about me and what I needed to be doing and how I could get better in my fitness journey and being healthy, or just in my relationships, or whatever she was posting about. I was thinking about myself and how I could be bettering myself in my own life. So just think about that when you're sharing your story, when you're sharing who you are, whether it's mom, work life, relationships, you know, stress, whatever it is. People are thinking about their own life and what they're going through. When you're creating a story, have a subject. So whether it's Workout Wednesdays or Thankful Thursdays or financial problems or motivational quotes, whatever you're talking about, whether breastfeeding or anything, it doesn't have to be necessarily Beachbody or fitness related. When you're writing a post, make sure you have a subject. And then for instance, make sure that you're leaving breadcrumbs. So we talked about this in one of the sessions as well. Leaving breadcrumbs means not saying your full story in one post. So even if it's something like, hey, I'm cooking breakfast out of the 21-day Fix8 book. What do you want next? You know, do you want lunch or dessert for my next post, or something like that? So leave them guessing, leave them where they can put in their own opinion about something. And also, when we're talking about subjects, I like to do this one, which is like a then and now post. So when I first started, my post used to be, hey, I'm doing this coaching thing, and I am able to go get a manicure now. Or this side job that I have, or this job that I have that I took a leap of faith with, I'm able to go have a girls' day. And now, if I look at it, my posts are, hey, you know what? I took this leap of faith 4 months ago, and now I can pay my car payment in a week. So if I put those two posts together, that's a great subject to talk about what my life started out like 4 months ago and what it is now, and just that short span of time. When you're posting, make sure that what you're posting is inspiring. Can it be inspirational? Will it make a difference, even in just one post? I posted something today, and I was kind of hoping, man, I hope somebody gets something out of it, because when I saw it, I was like, kind of hit me hard, and I really liked the quote. And so when I heard it, I wrote it out, and I was like, I hope somebody is inspired. I hope somebody is motivated by this. And I had one person comment saying, wow, I really needed to hear that today. Thank you. So just by me posting that, maybe that's what that one person wanted to hear. And like I said at the beginning, they weren't thinking about what I was going through. They were thinking about their own lives, and they related it to themselves, and maybe it helped them through the day. And I feel like that's part of our jobs as coaches, to not just talk about Beachbody, not just talk about our fitness life, our fitness goals, but be real with people. Let people kind of start to see the inside of who you are and what you do as a mom, or as a having a full-time job, or whatever it is that you're doing and want to share about, whether it's your kids, breastfeeding, cooking, your faith. You know, share those things and be real with people. People aren't perfect, so they don't want to hear about perfect lives. And when I heard that, I was like, you know, that's so true. We kind of are on this side of the computer and writing so much stuff, but I feel like I get the most interaction with my post if it's about real life things. So just take that into consideration when you're writing. You know, dig deep inside, and remember what that was that coach posted that attracted you. So I think that's it.
That was good. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, so many things. I was so glad like we had these notes and stuff, because you forget, you know, as you go. It's nice to like have refreshers all the time. Okay, I'm gonna mute. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about. So you have your story. You've worked on this. You've done this. But what do you do with it? How do you post it? What do you do? How are you going to get this out there? And I'm trying to make this. Sorry, hold on. Just oh god, y'all. Just trying to hide them now. Somebody told me it's hard when the speaker is not on the screen. So I was trying to I don't know how to do that. Okay. Well, oh, there we go. Okay. So first of all, you just have to tell it. You just have to be willing to let go and type it out. And I know, I'm not a big Facebook scroller. I used to be, but I just have really tried to focus on using my time wisely. And so that kind of eliminates just scrolling around. But when I do, so many of you have really good posts, and I try to always look at your posts, but a lot of times it's just little simple things. And I read it thinking, okay, that was a good post, but they could have dug a lot deeper. And so, of course, every post, we don't want it to be a 3-paragraph whole story thing. But when you can really dig a little bit deeper on, a few posts a week and let people in and see that vulnerable side, just like what they're saying, you're more real. You're showing them, your weaknesses. You're showing them that you're human. You're not perfect. And people respond to that because, they're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. So if you can share that honesty, then you'll be golden. And so one of the things that they talked about is practice, and not practice for perfection, but just practice getting it out there. And the more you say kind of your story and really different stories, because really our story is made up of a bunch of little stories. I mean, kind of what Anna talked about, the 3 areas of a story, but pick one of those and talk about it. And, start off by filming yourself. I mean, get out your phone, turn the camera to you, and just talk to yourself. And this is one of the things that I did not want to do. And I actually refused to do it for the longest time. I had never even taken a selfie when I became a Beachbody coach. So to even think about okay, now I've taken selfies, but now you want me to video myself? No way. And in October, I did a Push to Diamond group, and the first assignment was to make a video of your why and post it. And I had never made a video of myself, and I had been a coach for 4 or 5 months. And so one night, I made sure I was Brian had to be out of the room. I wanted to be by myself, and I practiced, and I, said it a few times to myself in the thing. And then I was like, what the hell? I just submitted it. And I got such sweet responses from the other people in the group. And then it kind of hit me oh God, I need to start doing that. And I still pushed it aside because it was so hard to do. But a few weeks later, I posted a video about my infertility, which is not really even my whole Beachbody story, but it's a really big part of it. And so I thought, okay, if I could share this and just get a little bit out, I think that was maybe in November. That's kind of when my following picked up a lot more, because I mean, it was really hard to talk about, but when you get that out there and you practice, people are seeing that side of you, and then they're able to connect with you, because that's really what this is all about, is connections. So, practice writing it down. Write it in your notes in your phone. Talk to your husband about it. Tell your mom. Tell your siblings, whatever. Just practice saying little parts of your story, and then record yourself doing it. And, nobody wants it to be this boring, monotone voice that's you're scripted out. I mean, that's boring. Be real and funny and in the moment, and, not trying so hard. Just kind of be more like yourself. And that's what people are going to respond with. You have to share this eventually on social media. And I really recommend just ripping the Band-Aid off and doing it, because you're never going to be comfortable with this. You're never going to be, have this perfect video that you're going to be okay, I'm ready to share. And that, if you do, that's going to be boring. So rip the Band-Aid off, post some videos. Start out with workout videos where you're not talking even, and then move up to, little hey, today I did this, little videos. And then eventually where you can get that story involved or one of your stories and talk about it. When people see your face and interaction, that connects a lot more. Basically, we are all just storytellers. One thing that I love so much is that I don't ever have to feel like a salesman. I don't want to be a salesman. I don't like if I feel like people are being shady and salesy with me, about other products. And so I definitely don't want to come across as being that. I don't want people to think, oh, she's only doing this for the money. And so if you can come across with your story and people know that you're being true to your heart and why you're actually doing this, then you're going to get a better response. Beachbody pays millions of dollars in advertising a year. We don't have to do that. And, when people ask me, they're like, well, what do you have to do to be a coach? I'm like, you just have to share. You just have to be willing to open up and share and put it out there and do posts and take pictures and just put it out there. And, if you can do that, if you can just be willing to put it out there and share, then you are telling your stories through your pictures. So really just kind of, when, what, and how. When did you start? Or when did you do this? When did you have this discovered that you wanted to eat healthy? I mean, think back about when you started and go from there. What made you decide to do it? What was the breaking straw? Was it your child telling you you were overweight? Was it your test results for some, blood work? Was your cholesterol high? Are you able to not fit in any of your clothes? What made you push this to this limit? And then how are you going about changes? We are supposed to be adding every single day people to our network. And so if you are not kind of reinventing your story every week or every other week in certain areas, people are not going to know what you're talking about. I mean, just when I think everybody knows about Shakeology that I'm friends with, I post a picture of me drinking Shakeology or whatever, or talk about my Game Changer shake, I get people like, oh, what is Shakeology? And you think, how do they not know this? But it's because you're constantly adding new people to your page. And so you have to think, every other week, you have to think, okay, I'm starting out with a fresh new group of people. What do I want them to know about my business? What do I want them to know about me? What do I want them to know about the possibilities that come with this business, the opportunities that come with this business? And if you can share those, not, word for word, but little bit, those breadcrumbs every week, then you're going to keep on and keep on and keep on, reminding the old people, but also teaching the new people something new. Okay. So, one of the tips was, to share successes. Definitely. I mean, people love to see those before and afters. They love to see your non-scale victories. They love to see that you're eating a healthy meal and a good shake. But kind of, like what Tiffany said, nobody wants to see perfection all the time. And so definitely talk about things that don't work out, too. You don't want to be a Debbie Downer every day on your Facebook, but every once in a while it's okay to say fail, tried this, didn't work out, or, oh, today I didn't get enough water. My goal tomorrow is to get this. You can always put a positive spin on it, but you want to let people definitely see that you're human as well. Just like I said, sharing often is important. You can't think that you told them when you first signed up to coach 4 months ago that you were a Beachbody coach and expect 4 months later people are going to know that. They're not. And it's really hard because you feel like you're repeating yourself over and over again. I feel like that all the time. I have to tell myself, I just said this 4 days ago or whatever. But if you can put a little bit of a different spin on your post it again. Let people see it again. You want them to be reminded of you. You don't want to be the coach that is forgotten. You want to be there in their face, making them uncomfortable and saying you need to do something about your life. Don't be, I just finished reading, I can't even think of what it's called. Where is it? Badass. And she talks about being in the big snooze. You don't want to go through your life sleeping your life away. So you have to kind of wake up people. Sometimes they need to be shaken and said, you have to do something to get yourself healthy. And, even not as far as recruiting new coaches, that aspect, just getting new people in your challenge group, making new friendships and new connections. I mean, how many coaches do we have now on Team Heartwork? I don't know. It was like crazy, 100, 200. I mean, I only knew like a handful of you guys before this all started. So all of y'all are new, and new friendships and new faces and new stories. And because of this, we have that new connection. A couple of us went to the Super Sunday this weekend, and Anita Marion, which is like the top 3 or 4 maybe coach of the company, was there. She's living in Austin now. And I've been following her for a while, so I was really excited to see her. And something that she talked about on this topic was you have to boost. And I know we go back and forth with like pages and personal pages. But ultimately what she says, her tip is that she boosts, well, not anymore because she's making way too much at this point, but her rule of thumb is to always boost 10% of your weekly check. Okay, so if you make $50 this Thursday, next week, you better be boosting at least, in that $5 range. So as you're moving up, you need to be boosting more. And this is something I was like, oh my gosh, I put my budget, I set my budget for my boosting last year in October. And I'm obviously moved up in what I'm making weekly, and I have not moved up in my boosting budget. Now, maybe 10% is too much for you, whatever, it doesn't matter. But the point is that, remember, those like pages, you think you're putting all of this work into your story, and you're thinking about how you can reach people, and you're doing all this work. And if only 10 people are seeing that, what's the point? I mean, you've got to get it out there, and you've got to be willing to boost. So yes, it takes a little bit of investment. You're having to put that hard-earned money each week. But if you can get 1 new person from that, or 2 new people, or 3 new people each week from Boost, it is worth it. I promise y'all, it is worth it. I boost every single thing. So if I put it on my like page, I go tag myself, and then I click boost. Every single post. Every single one of my posts is going to say sponsored. And as soon as it starts going, I'll go and pause it. I may only spend 30 cents on maybe a recipe post, or, something that is just like, let me just throw this out there kind of a post. But you better believe on a post that I'm, inviting, or I'm talking about Shakeology, or I'm talking about a new challenge group, or a size video, I'm putting $10, $20 if there's a lot of font. I'm not going to spend 20, and then I'll let it maybe run for $5 or $6 and then pause it. So luckily, Facebook lets us pause it. I mean, I hope they never change that rule. But, you have to be willing to put some money on yourself and get it out there. And then this was also something she talked about. There is that option where you can click people who like your page and their friends, and then you can also click where you can select audiences. And this is something Caitlin and I talk about all the time, where we never know what is the right thing to do. Anita says she boosts all of her like general recipes and stories and all of her valuable posts. She boosts those to targeted areas. So in her case, she said, I boost everything from ages 25 to 39, about somewhere around there. And I boost those to moms, stay-at-home moms, kids with toddlers, what her niche is. She's Lulu, she has a group of people that she's boosting to. So she's trying to add in people to her like page that have all these similar things with her. Then she says, and if it's like an inviting to be a member of her team, or inviting to a challenge group, then she boosts to friends who like your page and their friends. She said, I don't want to get a bunch of strangers who have no idea what I'm talking about on, I don't want to waste money on that. And I thought, that is such a good, I had never thought of it that way. And so, once if you do boost it out there, I think Wendy asked this question today in Team Heartwork. She's like, once you boost and you get new likes, do you friend request them? Yes! Friend request them. Send them a message. Hey, thanks for liking my page. Get them over to your personal page. You want them to feel like they know you and that they're, you know, they're friends with you. And so you want to get them over there, and then they get to be one of those people that are friends that like your page and they're friends. Okay, so you know, you're expanding your network not just by getting more likes, but also then it's kind of a process. You know, go through your likes, see who all are you friends with, friend request them, send them over here. And, you know, it's just little things. Spend 5 minutes a day doing that, building up your network. Okay, so your assignment, if you are all, which I hope everybody is in the TKO Push to Diamond training. Even if you are a brand new coach, you can be in this training. I actually think she said that any new coaches up until Sunday can be in it free. Is that what it is? Being it free? Brandy was talking about something like if we get new coaches this weekend. I don't know how I feel about that, but everybody in Heartwork, you guys, y'all can be in this. It's a $10, but if you advance rank, you're going to be getting cash back out of that. So if you're wanting to move your business and, you know, go at a faster pace, get in this training. Every Monday, it's going to be a webinar of different speakers. I love this. I actually hit diamond in the last one. Anna hit diamond in the last one. I think, Tiffany, did you hit diamond in the last push group? Yeah, so we all three hit diamond in the last push group. So everybody get into this push group. And your first assignment is, hold on. Anna, Tiffany, are you talking on here or to Justin? No, okay. Sorry, you were like doing this. I didn't know what you're doing. Your first assignment on there is to post your why video. So if you are not in the push group or you are in the push group, we want to see your videos, and I really don't want to go through like 10,000 videos. So I'm going to start a thread on Team Heartwork where I want you to get a YouTube channel. I had to do this, y'all. When I did it in October, I was so uncomfortable, and actually I had to have Brian help me because I had no clue what to do. Get a YouTube channel. Video yourself, then hit upload on your YouTube channel, upload it to your YouTube, and then copy and paste that little link into our thread that's going to be in Team Heartwork so we can all watch you. And I want to see every single person in our group posting some kind of, it doesn't have to be 10 minutes long. It can be, you know, 1 to 5 minute little video about you, about why you're doing this, what this means to you, why you started, where you want to go, your little why video. Okay, so here's your practice. You get to be in front of us at no judgments. FYI, people are not going to probably see your YouTube video until you get like tons of followers, so you don't have to panic there. And so post that. We want to all watch each other and get practice putting it out there. Okay, so that's kind of all with your story, your why, whatever. Let me gallery view. Oh God, gallery. Yeah. Okay. Anybody have any questions? I'll unmute you about story, sharing your story. Wave your hand. Oh, hold on. Okay, hold on. Okay, Tiffany.
Okay, so when you boost, do you boost for a certain amount of days, or do you just set it like at $20 and then when you see that it's going, you pause it?
I do just each day a new boost. So yeah, I only do it for 1 day. Now, when I boost like my whole like page in general, that I'll do like 3 days, or, you know, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday are really good days for like boosting your whole page. And I actually just did that this past week, and I think I did like $5 a day, and I got like over 20, 30 something likes in 3 days. So, I mean,
and it is so important to boost, because I was doing a $25 gift card giveaway. All they had to do was share something on my page, and because it didn't go through because there was too much font, it didn't go through, and not one single person.
I know. I think well, Penny was kind of upset the other day too. She had actually boosted for a little bit. But, you know, that's kind of where you have to keep adding people in, because if you're only have that one, let's just say 100 people, you know, then you're only going to get to 10 people, And if you keep boosting to those same people each time, yeah, so you got to keep expanding plus boosting. I mean, it's kind of like working a game. I like, it's a process, but okay, so we have less than a minute. Sorry, I want to do a real quick thing. Caitlin wanted me to tell you guys, check your back office. Make sure your coaches and you are active. Okay, start checking on Tuesday. They have got to get active by Wednesday at midnight, or ranks or whatever could be messed up on Thursday. Don't get caught up. That is just such a simple thing to do. Just go through and check your My Business, My Downline, and then that bottom one, sponsorship, drill down and look through all of your downline and make sure everybody's active. Okay. Sorry. That was, I love this. Next year, I'm so excited. We'll all be at Summit. We'll do another one in 2 weeks about some more Summit stuff. If you have any questions or whatever, we don't have any time, but comments. I'll post the video tonight. Okay, bye guys. Oh, picture. Who's taking a picture? Ah! Ready? Okay.